Uh, Hello, Rafiga. Thank you for being here with me today to talk about your experience as an EMILDAI student. First of all, congratulations on graduating. That is a big deal. That was about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago that we had the ceremony. So that's very exciting.
Hi, Julie. Thanks so much for the invitation. It's still a pleasure for me to attend in this interview and to inform the future prospective EMILDAI students about the program and its features.
Amazing. Would you like to let them know about yourself first? Because every students come from different background. They've studied something. A lot of people have studied different areas before coming to the program. So what about you? What was your journey before coming to the EMILDAI program?
Yes, I can introduce myself. I'm Rafiga. I am working as a privacy officer right now at the National Treasury Management Agency. I'm originally from Azerbaijan. I chose the legal stream, the law stream of the EMILDAI program. Regarding my background, I had my undergraduate degree in Azerbaijan in law. I completed it with distinction and a presidential scholarship. And later on, I pursued my first master's degree in global business law and regulation at the Central European University in Vienna, Austria. Regarding my practical experience, I was an in-house counsel both in private and public organizations back in Azerbaijan. And during that time, before the EMILDAI, I took some internships regarding data privacy and AI governance just to get myself exposed to the intersection of law and AI.
Amazing. That's quite the background. So you had like a full-on undergraduate degree and a first master's degree when you decided to come to the EMIL program. What was your that was not one of the scripted questions, but I just want to know what is the reason why you were seeking the EMIL program? Did you have like a career path or idea and you're like, okay, I need the EMIL program to do that?
I remember a special moment. It was in 2019 while I was still at the university. I just came across a book about the GDPR and the technology law.
Mm.
It interested me very well. And at the time, I didn't know many role models in that field, which since that area was quite new. But I always wanted to pursue that master's degree, that field in the future. Even in my first master's degree in the Central European University, I took certain modules like technology law, intellectual property law, and I even wrote my thesis about the corporate issues of AI-generated works.
Mhm.
And when I saw about this program, I said, yes, I need to apply for that program.
Amazing. And so when you joined the EMIL program, so you followed track A, is it?
Yes, it's correct. I followed the track A across Dublin City University, l'Université d'Avignon, and Université de Pisa. And I chose the legal stream of the French side of the program. And it
Yeah.
was taught both in English and French.
Perfect. And then you graduated recently now in 2026.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's great. So now I kind of want to do a bit of flashback. Let's talk about your journey in EMILDAI. So, how was your first year in Dublin? So, students arrived the first week of September to the program. How was that first year for you? How was your EMILDAI experience in Dublin?
I would say really it was one of the most exciting years of the EMILDAI since we all of us from across different continents and from law and computing stream were all together. So we were exchanging our ideas, our experiences together. And we had six modules, like it was about EU data protection law, EU institutional law, AI information seeking. It was quite a rewarding semester at that time. And we also had the French intermediate class, and also we had Spanish intermediate class. I took the French one. It really helped me to prepare mentally and intellectually to prepare myself for my journey in France as well.
Yeah, that's something that's very helpful because when you spend 1 year speaking in English and then you have to back to, go to another country and start speaking French, you need a bit of help with the transition into the other language. And So then you went to Avignon for 1 semester. So how was the experience in Avignon and how was it different from the one in Dublin?
Was completely different, I would say, from the academic and from just the university experience in total. I would say the Avignon part was one of the most academically demanding part of the program, but we learned a lot about the cybersecurity, about big data, data services, etc. And I learned a lot about the data governance since it
Mm.
didn't touch only the law part of the program, it also touched the data governance and the cybersecurity part. I really found it useful. And we also had an opportunity to take the French classes as well there, but I didn't at that time because I came a bit late. But I would say it was really important for us to take that class to prepare ourselves for that journey in France as well.
Very good. And then you finished your EMILDAI journey in Pisa, which is where you completed your dissertation. How was that last experience? And again, maybe compare it to the universities and the semesters before.
I would say it was one of my favorite parts of the program. I say it to every part of the program. I noticed it. But we had three modules, and it focused on the AI governance. We had the modules about the law and ethics of AI, blockchains, and also about the comparative AI and ethics and different the regulations. It was really smooth transition between France and Italy, I would say, because we had also dissertation, the modules as well at the Pisa University, and also at Dublin City University and at Avignon University. So it was not that difficult for us to write our dissertation. And also we were to choose our dissertation topic with our professors. I chose the professor of the comparative law and ethics module at the Pisa University, Professor Passaglia. It was a really great experience for me. I wrote about the right to be forgotten in the large language models. Is data erasure possible from the technical and legal perspectives? Yeah, I would say that's it about the University Pisa.
Yeah, it's interesting because you've kind of gone full circle because GDPR is the reason you were interested in the EMILDAI program. Well, this is what the reason in 2019 you were saying you were interested in this area, and then you do your dissertation on the right to be forgotten, which is a big element of GDPR. So it's kind of a full circle in your journey to come back to what was interesting to you at the very start.
Yeah, exactly. I would say the same thing. Also, I just forgot to mention during that time, on my first year in the summer, as a part of the EMILDAI program, they were collaborating with different the network organizations. So we were allowed to take some internships at different the companies. But at that time, I decided to choose my internship company independently. So I secured a place at one of the consulting company in Dublin. And I think that's quite important experience of this program to gain the practical experience about what we learned during the program.
Yeah, that's very enriching. And you have such a long summer break between the first and the second year that I think it's a good idea to take advantage of that and just do something that's going to help you and your career in the
Yeah,
future.
exactly. Yeah.
Did you have a favorite module or a favorite class during the EMILDAI program or one that you found was very impactful?
I would say my favorite model, I have different favorite models at each university. First of all, at Dublin City University, my favorite model was the EU Data Protection Law by Professor Edardo Celeste because it really prepared me to prepare for the CIP Europe exam. And what I learned about from this program helped me to get ahead about the CIP. So I passed the CIP exam at the end of the first year from the Dublin City University. And I also love the law and ethics of AI model at the Pisa University because it really touched different aspects of AI. Since I'm a lawyer, I didn't know much about the LLMs and how AI
Mm.
works. we had different professors on the same module. They were explaining us the legal, ethical, and also technical parts of the AI. I think I learned a lot from that model, which
Mm,
even helps me today in my at my work.
amazing. And outside of the modules and the content, was there a best part of the EMIL program? Something that you did with the program that you thought was amazing? So it could be you were talking about the internship or the work placement, or it could be attending a conference, or was there something that you thought was like really good that you really enjoyed?
Uh, with my friend, as a part of this program, we're trying to enjoy as much as possible at every in every country, and that's why we were traveling across Italy and also France after every exam and assignments we submitted.
Mm,
I would say it motivated us a lot to prepare for the exams and also to culturally get exposed in certain countries. But one of my the favorite the moments I would say was definitely our dissertation defense day in Pisa. I still remember that date was 18th of September 2025. And after months of research, writing, and preparation with the professors, we finally defended our dissertations and felt enormous proud. And I still remember the weather was beautiful and sunny.
mm,
And after the defense, we, with the professors, went to a restaurant and we were all wearing our traditional Corona d'Allora, the Italian, the laurel crown given during the graduation ceremonies. And we spent the day walking around Pisa with them and taking group photos in front of the Leaning Tower of the Pisa and enjoying our final lunch at one of the beautiful restaurants in Pisa. What made that moment especially particular and emotional for me was the realization that after spending 2 years together, studying, traveling, and growing mentally, intellectually, professionally, and personally, many of us were living on the same day for completely different
mm.
directions, different countries, and different stages of life. It was a nostalgic, emotional, but also very proud moment for all of us.
Yeah, it's very bittersweet when you know it's like you're so happy, but it's also kind of sad. But these are really special memories, and I always love receiving the photos of you all with the crown in front of the leaning tower. It's becoming a tradition now, and I really love it. Um, I have a few more questions, but it's more about your experience as an international student. The EMIL program we have, you mentioned, we have students from all over the world, from all pretty much, I think every continent at this stage has been represented at least once. So a lot of people ask me questions about how, difficult or how rewarding it can be to do the program as an international student. So how was it for you? Did you encounter any challenges maybe at the start of the program? And how did you overcome the challenges of being an international student?
Yeah, definitely we had some the challenges, both like the personal and also the professional. But the main challenge was all of us about the bureaucracy of moving across different countries, and the visa issues and the accommodation issues, trying to find accommodation in each country. But the main thing which helped us during that program was the guidelines of the EMILDAI you created. You helped us,
Mm,
and like we had different sections about different parts of the life at every university. So we're just following that steps. And I think we had the smooth transitions between the countries, despite having some the challenges about accommodation, visa issues, bureaucracies, and this kind of stuff.
yeah, going from Ireland where bureaucracy is difficult for
Yeah.
visa and accommodation, but then once you're in Ireland, everything is quite easy when it comes to paperwork to go to France, which is famous for having some very
Yeah.
difficult bureaucracy kind of procedures. And then Italy, which is also known, especially to enter Italy, it can be complicated. So you guys did it. It's not always easy, but I'm glad. that you managed to overcome that with how much we can help you in those instances.
Yeah,
Um,
also usually I just want to mention, and I think we like among our cohort, we also helped each other. For example,
mm,
when we enter Italy, when we enter France, I mean, I was in the France part, I'm not sure about the Spain, but we were helping each other, being on the same page about the same thing. For example, the registration for the police, having some ID cards for the university, etc. So I feel like we were on the same page about everything. So we helped each other during that process as well.
Yeah, I think that's very important, especially we have certain students sometimes that come from the same region. I think for you, Azerbaijan, you might be the first student from Azerbaijan, so you might have a very unique case because you didn't have an example of someone from
That's
your
true.
country.
Yeah.
But you can be now an example for maybe future people from Azerbaijan that would join us in the
Definitely.
program. Um, so actually, jumping on that, what would you tell international students who are interested in the program? Do you have any tips or tricks or something you would tell them? Something they need to pack, something they need to prepare themselves for before going on the journey.
It will be very rewarding journey. Like first of all, you will, I think, remember it for the rest of your life. Even I graduated just a few months ago, but I still feel the nostalgic when I just looked at my photos about all different three universities across different three the countries. I would say the time will fly. So you need to prepare mentally, emotionally, and also like intellectually. Just take advantage of every opportunity at each university, at each country. I would say each country, each university will serve you in a different way. Just take advantage of that and take internships, take the certifications exam, try to attend the seminars, the networking events, which Dublin City University, University d'Avignon, and also the Pisa University organize usually. And I would say just try to take advantage of those opportunities and travel, enjoy, and just try to make the best memories for your life.
That's amazing. Do you have anything else you'd like to mention about anything about the international aspect, the class aspect, an anecdote, something you want to share extra?
I don't remember anything like to share right now, but I would say, for example, like another advice for the future, like prospective students to take a part in the data protection remote court. And this year, Dublin City University attended with its third cohort of the EMILDAI
Yes.
at the Dublin at the data protection moot court, but I attended independently with my other colleagues from the Netherlands and Germany. I would say it was really interesting experience to participate in this kind of moot competitions as a future professional. So it will develop you in both ways.
That's amazing. I think I'm allowed to announce it. I might edit this if I'm not allowed to announce this, but we're planning to attend again this year. So definitely it will be an opportunity that we'd like to continue in the future, attending moot
That's
court
great. Yeah,
competitions and other things like
yeah,
this, which I think they
yeah,
really enrich students'
yeah. Of
experience of the
course.
program, adds a little
Yes,
something different that especially if they come from a legal background, might be a fun
yeah,
exercise as well.
yeah. It's great. I don't know if I need to share anything else. I don't remember. But if you have any questions, I can
No, I
share.
mean, these were all my questions that I had
Okay.
written down for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad you had a good experience in the EMIL program and that you're here to talk about it and you graduated. Uh, I know that when I finished my international program, this is always a phase that is a bit sad because you could see
Yeah.
what everyone's doing on social media and you're all
Yeah.
doing different things, but you
Yeah.
will always have this shared kind of 2 years together where you went through the challenges
Yeah.
together, you went through the victories and the happy moments
Yeah.
and the stressful moments all together. So it
That's true.
probably made you and your cohort probably
Yeah,
very close
exactly.
together.
One of the proudest the moments of this program I still remember was in March this year when we graduated. We were all, I mean, most of us were coming from different countries, but I felt so proud when I knew that almost most of us were working in privacy, AI governors, or some of us were doing a PhD in France or in different countries. It really made me feel proud that we are all achieving different things in different stages of life, and I can't imagine how we'll be in next few years.
Yeah, we'll have to do an EMILDAI reunion in 10 years and get everyone to come and celebrate together
Yeah,
and see
that's
what everyone's done in the
yeah,
past. Maybe
yeah,
10
that
is a
could be
bit long.
nice.
Maybe we should do this in 5 years because I don't think we
Yeah,
can wait until 10 years. I would be too
five,
excited for
10,
that.
50 years.
Yeah, you should all join us in the summer school in 5 years' time, and we should have a special event.
Yeah,
That
that's a
would
good
be fun.
experience.
Amazing. So these were all my questions. Thank you very much for answering them. And yeah, I will post them online and I will also leave
Usually.
your
Thanks so much.
LinkedIn.
Thank you.
I will leave your LinkedIn in the
Yeah,
description of the video so that if anyone is watching and they want to get in
yeah,
touch with you, if they're
yeah,
from Azerbaijan as well, or if they've
yeah.
done similar degrees or they've
I
had a
know.
similar experience, you could
Actually,
probably guide them.